Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm just gonna prolong this awkward silence for a bit more. You don't think it's awkward? Okay, good. Let's keep it that way. Right. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna stand up soon, but just. Both. Alive. You know, it's like a really existential thing to say, like, you know, you have to work hard to feel alive. That's a good point. Okay, anything from the back row? Well, any feelings or reactions or? Okay. Okay, silent disco treatment again. And I know I'm fully misusing the word, but I just don't care. Any thoughts from yesterday? Okay, now this is awkward. No. How do you feel about your project or yourselves or Emilia?
Yeah, I think the brainstorming technique was good, and we got a lot of good ideas. And it was good to just like shut up for a moment and write on the paper and then pass it along. And I think the visualization technique that we needed to make actual like a visual concept in posters was also very good to for us and to make it clear for others as well.
Cool. Mika?
Yeah. I agree with that. Shut up for a little bit, because it feels like a lot of us will, especially me. I love like just ramble about ideas, and then if you keep doing that, you're not getting anything done.
Yeah.
So it was really good to really be quiet for a bit and just think.
Yeah. To kind of continue on that, on Friday when we have the second reflection session, we are going to be shutting up collectively as well. So I hope you like it. Adi and I, we have tried it, and it's cool. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. Okay, but what I can tell you now is about today's plan. It's pretty straightforward. So we have all uploaded the posters or the magazine covers. Yes. Adi, can you?
Here, everyone's good. Denmark, we're missing one.
That's bad. Denmark bad. Okay, but Adi, are you okay with like setting up the voting system?
It's set up. I just have to add the pictures of Denmark.
Okay, cool. So you get to do some voting and get user feedback or external validation for your idea. But today, 2 more handy tools to help you kind of narrow down your idea and to work on like really thinking about what's in it for the actual user. So kind of really thinking about in terms of value and who are you creating value for and for what purposes. It's pretty straightforward. But we have some nice twists here as well. I like the dog. Yeah, so this is something we already started to cover last week, kind of thinking about what kind of value are we creating. It's not only monetary value, but different aspects. It can be happiness, it can be social aspects, it can be cultural value. And today we'll be kind of articulating more on that. So thinking about your ideas, and even though you still have a couple of ideas on the table, you can pick one of those and then work on that, use these methods for that idea. And then if you end up choosing another idea, you can still kind of implement these same methodologies and frameworks. So nothing lost. Have you heard of this value proposition canvas before? It looks like this. Familiar? Not at all. Okay. So thinking about these tools, I mean, they are not supposed to be taken as you fill them out and then they are static, that's it. But it's more like to help you guide your thinking, and especially when you explain to others what your idea is about. I mean, getting others excited is equally important than getting yourself excited. But let's go back here. It's a bit of an oldie already, like old school stuff, but I think it's like super simple, straightforward. You don't have to go through multiple steps. So this is like in your Teams again. So A3 papers, we have plenty of papers here, sticky notes. Visualize the template, and I'll leave it up to the screen so you can copy it from there. And when you think you're ready, this is now the idea. Pitch your idea with a canvas. So take the canvas to a stranger and pitch your idea. Apurva, what do you think?
About which one?
Pitching to strangers.
I think this is a good environment because there's lots of people who can give valuable feedback. We just go downstairs, for example.
Yeah, yeah. And like not too strange people either. Yeah. Yeah. Does everyone feel comfortable talking to or pitching their idea to strangers? Well, silly question to ask. Like I wouldn't be raising my hand. But if you haven't, well, no one has any concerns. I'm the only socially awkward person here. So to recap, we have roughly 1 hour and 15 minutes for this. So really take your time. Place emphasis on this, and when you think you're ready, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes afterwards, go and talk to someone, get some feedback, get some input on your idea, and then come back here to work on it a bit more, and then we'll give you more information on 3:30. But was it rushed? Was it too fast or too slow? Everyone's clear what needs to be done now.
Can you explain this?
Yeah. So basically, on the right side, you have the customer side or the user side. So thinking about your idea, you are designing a service or concept for someone, right? So thinking about those people, and in this instance, user personas might come in handy. Has someone done any work with user personas before?
Yeah.
Can someone explain? Apurva, please.
So basically, you create your ideal customer service or the person who's going to be using your service. So you identify their pain points. You identify what they might like. What kind of background do they have? For example, if you're developing a software application, are they tech savvy enough to use your application? You have to take into consideration their background as such.
Yeah. And please.
Those user personas can maybe guide your work. Also, like, for example, if you identify
Yeah, yeah.
in the start study.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a guide, but not like a path you need to follow. Yeah. So, exactly. So, right side is thinking about the customer side. What kind of what makes them annoyed with the current system, or like when you think about the existing solutions, what makes them happy, and what they are doing. Let's say Team 6, we were talking about your happiness bus, for example. As a broad, how would you, like thinking about your users right now, do you have any idea, like how would you like talk about or describe like gains and pains?
I think our first step might be to basically create personas based on the different directions that we had in mind. So for instance, we had this sort of elderly direction in mind. We had sort of, maybe to elaborate quickly on that, we're thinking about sort of creating a service or product for people that are prone to depression or at risk to, well, basically lose control of their life. So I think there's different stages that you could focus on of people who are really depressed, of people who are in their job, etc. So basically, I think this would be the first step to actually narrow this more down to the well, basically target audience. And the second step, one of the team members has to come up with.
Anyone help out?
I don't know. Like the way we approach it is basically to say, okay, we have a lot of wasted potential there in terms of the experience, how it is today.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of unlimited gains in that sense, and the pain points would be actually, to focus on the actual problems or anything that's problematic about the experience itself. So basically describing the experience in a way where we say, okay, here's unlimited potential that we could live, and here's unpleasant experiences that we could eliminate from basically the experience.
Yeah. Thank you, Leo. So basically, thinking about when you commute, when you take a bus or tram or subway, you waste a lot of time. Like there are moments when you waste time by not doing anything. Like it's not a time, or it's not a moment that you really enjoy. So that's a pain. You have to go through it in order to get to your destination. So that's one pain. And like thinking about gains, kind of changing those. So how would you change those moments into gains? How would you make a subway ride worth waiting or worth kind of expecting? And then thinking about like customer jobs in this case means buying your ticket, getting to the platform, jumping on the subway, like really kind of detailed this kind of aspects. So far so good. Yes, no? Okay, good. And then the other side, this is like your idea part or the solution part. So what are you actually creating? What are you promising with your solution? How do you actually make it so that when people use your service or concept or product, how does it make them happier? Feel okay, I invested 25 euros for this, but it's really worth it. How do you create this sense of, hey, I'm actually getting something out of this? So it's really simple, kind of listing, thinking visually. Rielen, what do you think? Whoa. Well, did it answer do you have like an understanding now what it does? And yeah, okay. No, sorry. I hate cold calling, but it hurt me as well. Okay. Okay. But is it clear? Are you ready to kind of form the teams and yes,
Are we
Hallie?
doing this for all three of our ideas or just one?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
And we're doing this in teams or individually?
Teams. Yeah. Good point. So teams, one idea, and then the voting. Once you see the voting results, you can take that you know, you can work on the idea that you are working today, or you can import those learnings. Wait, import, export. Export is export. Yeah. Thank God I don't work in a trading house. They would sack me after one day. Yeah, so export those learnings into a different idea. Okay, so if you work on idea A today, and then based on the votes you receive, you switch to idea B, you can still do the same cycle. Yeah. And time is now 14:26. What did I promise?
15:30.
Yeah, 15:30. So, yeah, 1 hour. And let's do this. There's also one in the far. Well, I mean, Adi is there, but I think you can also gently kick him out if you want to use that. Terve.
Tarkoitus tehdä tässä niin kuin jokainen oma henkilökohtainen tommonen, että se on useampi vai niin ryhmän kesken.
Ryhmän kesken, joo. Joo. Ja tosiaan se, että voi niinku valkkaa yksi idea valitaan, mutta sitten kun tulee sitä voting-vaihe, niin tavallaan tietysti sit jos päätyy vaihtaa sitä ideaa, niin sitten voi kuitenkin näitä samoja learningseja käyttää siinä.
Niin. Joo. Ja kun eihän nyt kuitenkaan varmaan tule niinku yhtä yksittäistä ratkaisua.
Niin.
Joo.
Kiitos.
Should I launch the survey and just leave Team 12 as blank? Or is that too malicious?
No.
Encrusted Monkeys page.
Okay.
You want to check one thing? So I deleted that. I want at the start, I have people giving their name and team name so that we know that everyone's voted.
Yeah, we can just count.
You sure?
Yeah, GDPR, then we have to store them and be like super proper about those.
Even if it's just the name?
Yeah. Like, it's super. Like, I want to deal with like as little personal information as possible. We can just see like, tally up the votes and...
Alright.
Yeah, that is so cool.
And if you want to see what it looks like.
That is so cool.
And then they can pick which one and have comments and suggestions.
That's really, really nice.
So, ready to launch.
Let's do this.
Alright.
I appreciate that.
What?
Come on, I appreciate this.
Just easy. Yeah. Pre-filled.
Oh, wait.
Platform.
Hei.
Toi esitys jo laitettu sinne.
Joo, mä laitoin, oliko se joko Slackissa tai sitten,
Teamsissa.
Slackissa tai sitten WhatsAppissa.
Joo.
Jommas kumpas. Löytyy kuitenkin. Jos ei löydy, oot saattu sit sanoa, niin
No vähän huolettiin nyt sitä, että koska meillä meni vähän pieleen se aamun tapaaminen.
Joo.
Mä olisin ainakin hirveästi halunnut tehdä sen eilisen harjoituksen niin kuin isomman ryhmän käsin, koska mun mielestä se vaikutti niin kuin tosi hyödylliseltä. Tai vaikka me tehtiin muun ryhmän kanssa, niin musta tuntui silleen, että tosta me oikeasti pystytään niin kuin päästä niin kuin silleen johonkin ratkaisuihin. Meillä on tavallaan vähän tekemättä se, ja se olisi hyvä lähteä jostain, tää olisi hyvä lähteä tekemään jostain semmoisesta lähtökohdasta, mikä me olisi esimerkiksi sillä harjoituksella tavallaan niin kuin löydetty
niin,
sieltä.
totta.
Ja me ollaan nyt niin kuin vähän silleen tavallaan pari päivää tuossa nyt niin kuin jäljessä, että me on niin kuin, että nyt, niin kuin, että nyt kun me tehdään tää, niin jos me nyt vaan Lauran kanssa niin kuin päätetään joku keissi, niin sit se on taas niin kuin silleen vaan niin kuin päätetty, eikä siihen ole päädytty mitenkään tommosen.
Eiku se on mietit, olisiko se saisiko sen tehdä, ootteko niin iltapäivällä jotain tai?
No siis me vähän suunniteltiin, että me tämän jälkeen oltais tehty sitä.
Joo.
Mutta niinku, nyt mä en oo taas sit ihan varma. Johannes ainakin tuli kipeäksi. Mä en tiedä tosta toisesta Laurasta. Enkä mä ihan...
Vaikutteet Laura mitä tulos?
Niin.
Siis voisiko yksi olla se, että me puhuttiin sit eilen, että miten se voisi tehdä niinku netissä. Jos laittaa Google Sheets ja sit avaa sinne niinku 7 välilehteä. Ja sit niinku siirtyy välilehdestä toiseen. Että se voisi tehdä silleen niinku nyt, kun se on niinku puoli tuntia.
Niin. Se olisi tavallaan hyvä tehdä ehkä se juttu eka. Voidaan me koittaa.
Niin, niin silleen tiiäks, että niinku siis niinku vaikka Laura sä aloitat ykkösvälilehdeltä. Sit kun on 5 minsaa mennyt, niin sit sä siirryt 2.
Niin.
Ja sit 3. ja... Joo.
Tarviks mä laittaa kyllä nää?
Kiitos. Ole hyvä. Joo.
No katsotaan, jos me saadaan nyt muita kiinni, niin jos me voitais tehdä sen nyt takaisin.
Joo, ja
olla parempi idea.
Joo, voitaisiin sit pitää loopissa, niin jos ette saa, niin sit keksitään jotain muuta.
Joo. Hyvä.
Okei. Kiva. Hei, mä näin. Okay. Hey, I saw the installations yesterday. The game things. Yeah, now I know what you mean. Took me a while to realize, but I took a peek. They're like right in the major main hall.
Yeah.
Kind of wooden boxes, some interface on the top. Hey.
But do you know? Are you involved?
No, not involved. No. But I know I've heard of them.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I had my hands involved, they wouldn't look that pretty.
Yeah, you walk through
Like car cleaner basically.
Hey, sorry, was the cold calling okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is everybody else?
Yeah, sure.
No pain, no gain.
Yo. That's brilliant.
I'm using the ghost.
Yeah, afterwards. Wait. Wait. I can't.
Why is there a baby panda?
I'm trying to paste GIFs.
You're trying to paste a gift to what?
To a slide.
Of a baby panda. I'm gonna use this person's charger.
Yeah, please do. Where the fuck is middle? Everything has a reason.
Please enlighten me.
You know, just to keep things. And actually, it would be nice to have sounds here.
Huh?
Some music as well. I can play some music. I'm gonna show people.
How come it's only one screen?
It's gonna take a while.
What was the concrete thing?
Was it? Miksi riittää? Sorry. I still too loud. Sorry.
Everything. Like, I mean, yeah. Website. So the website we can have like link our YouTube channel and everything. Persons can go to that website.
Have you seen? Need to switch this. It is so. It's quite loud.
And the web page can be really simple. Really, only one page.
For example, we can have like that, or then we can make one class
How many teams do you need?
I'm at 2 now.
Music doesn't match to this.
Yes, it does. Shut up. It's a complete match. What are you talking about? You know, spring, panda.
And winter.
Yeah. You know, to help you let your creative juices flow. Yeah. Well, okay. What do you have?
What's the first step? Like we don't understand.
Oh yeah, like where to start.
Yes.
What is your idea that you are working on?
Kind of like a coffee shop, meeting people with like getting information and vähentää huhuja.
Kind of reduce rumors.
Yeah.
Because you were working. Oh, wait. What was your SDG again?
Reduce the inequalities.
Okay. And
we decided to target like this refugee asylum seeker kind of group because they are potentially a growing sector of that kind of group that contributes the most to the income gap as opposed to the general. And we wanted to target this vulnerable side of the society.
yeah.
And to be honest, we've been having trouble like getting in contact with this group to do their user research and whatnot. And we are open to kind of generalizing this group as well if things don't come through.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, so in the end, we have like a couple of different ideas pursuing, but since we haven't seen the vote yet, we decided that we'll just pursue one of the ideas.
Yeah.
And to reduce the rumors and whatnot, we had the idea of like creating a website and all that, but we settled on the idea of like increasing the face-to-face time with just random people, not random, but like people over just a cup of coffee, have a nice chat, without having any connotation of like who you're talking to. So increasing that one-on-one FaceTime with locals, with the asylum seekers, that will increase the understanding of, you get to see that we're just all humans.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that will reduce the kind of tension and believe that, they're not dangerous or like, So we wanted to create this kind of campaign or pop-up space that will allow this natural interaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evoke sparks conversation.
Cool. Okay.
So,
I mean, but there you have a lot, like your
and we're
like
lost
that's
in,
all.
like, what kind of jobs like
Okay.
First point.
yeah.
Okay, well, because I was thinking that like you already listed like so many pains and so many gains.
Right.
Pains being that there's like lack of interaction. There's people are being stereotyped,
Yes.
and gains. Like when you go to a cafe, you get like nourished like your body and mind or body and soul. But like customer jobs, basically. How do you know about this? Like that's the first step. Like how do you become aware of this? Let's say you have a cafe downstairs. How would you let people know that this exists?
Let
Like
them know
advertising.
my service, or like people who, because this doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So how do people? Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's like, imagining, like, how would you let, because I mean you have like
Pushing mails.
yeah, so you have like two customer segments, right? So refugees and then like local residents. Yeah. So how would they know about this? Like, in what kind of channels can you advertise? And that's when you go and present this to people, then you can ask like, hey, does it make sense? Like, do our assumptions make any sense? Yeah.
So would this jobs be the list of activities to get to know what we're offering?
No, this is like like from the customer perspective. Yeah. So it's a bit funny wording, but what does the customer need to do to become aware of your service, start using that, and then what happens afterwards? Basically, pretty much like service blueprinting here.
Okay.
So kind of thinking like, what are the jobs before, during, and after the service?
Okay.
Yeah, like during being like buying coffee, finding a seat, and how do you make sure that the experience that you design actually enables these interactions to emerge? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Two things. There's been zero response on VR.
No, I'm listening.
No, but that's the thing.
It's like
I get
dead.
what you're saying, but I don't
Okay. But let's make an announcement, like 3:30, like once we have the next.
Sure. Do you need me here because I still have to work on my essay for tonight?
Yeah.
I've not gotten.
3:30 would be nice if you would be here, because I mean then if you can come
For
and
the
say
announcement.
say a few words and then because we need to get those booked and yeah.
So I'll be around then.
Cool. Thank you. And then the other thing. Two things.
Oh no, that was about me. The second thing was, do you need me around?
Okay. No, I think like if you can be here like till 4 or something, then do you have
No,
enough?
I was going to work downstairs. I wasn't going to
Okay. Is it a long essay?
Sorry?
Is it a long essay?
No, it's like 700 words, but I have to read something before
Okay.
I
Yeah, one of
write
those.
the essay.
Yeah. But if you can just but are you familiar with this canvas? Okay.
I've never used this one before.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
it's
it's
new
fine.
to me too. So
Okay.
You're explaining, I'm like, this is new.
Yeah.
This is a value proposition one, right?
Yeah.
And then whether you're doing
But if you have time, if you can just kind of walk around and
Yep.
pitch
I
in
can do
and
that.
yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Haircut.
Yeah. Look at that.
No, don't.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it off lights. Fuck. What a fuck.
Like for example, I would be more
Hello. Can I?
Actually, we have some question, but we are also at the same time don't know what kind of question is that.
Okay.
Maybe you can
Okay.
take a look of our campus. So we're gonna focus on the growing urban population. In this case, we want to make it specified to the youth population. So a lot of youths move to Helsinki because of their works and their school stuff. So in this case, we write down like this. So it means like for the customers, the youth itself, right?
Yeah. So this is like kind of customer jobs. Yeah, it's a bit funny wording, but it means like, what does the customer need to do to use your service? Yeah. So for example, let's say you have a ice cream shop.
Yeah.
So first job in a way, how do you make this? How do you make your customers aware of your service? What do you need to do?
Like make them aware.
Yeah. What kind of actions you need to do?
How to make them aware of actions. Yeah. And then the gains is what they gain for using your service.
Exactly. And what kind of pains they have at the moment?
At the moment.
Yeah.
Or using your.
Or like existing pains. Like what is your solution trying to solve?
Okay.
So this is kind of
Existing pains.
Yeah. So it's kind of thinking, like helping you to think what value is your service creating. And I think like what you started, like kind of youth or like young generations moving to Helsinki, that's a nice start. And then like what kind of pains are related to finding a housing or finding a job, and then like customer jobs. So for example, like one step would be that customer sees your advertisement somewhere, and then next job would be that they come to the shop. Next job would be that they select the product, like really think it's kind of service blueprint in a way. Yeah.
And about the value proposition.
Yeah. So that's like when you so thinking about your service. So in some instances, like for example, when you think about fashion, like clothing, especially like high fashion, it doesn't really. I would say it's more about creating value, like gain creator, like the top part, not so much about kind of pain relievers. So kind of thinking about, like let's say high fashion, so gain creator would be that customer gets high quality garments or like high quality products, for example. Pain reliever would be that, and this is really bad example, but they don't have to feel that they can stand out from the masses or from the crowd, for example. So pain might be that I want to stand out, but I'm not. So like essentially it's really about kind of articulating what kind of value your solution or your idea is creating and for whom. But how is actually like what is your idea at the moment?
Our idea is to tackle the growing urban population for youth. I mean like when we try to making it on the campus, we are a bit confused. Like actually, what's the customer's jobs, for instance, in the beginning, and who is our customer? Is it the youth or everybody who relate in this problem?
Yeah. Right. So. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So growing urban population, no youth.
Yeah.
That's the problem statement, right?
Yeah.
So how do you, yeah.
I think what we were discussing earlier was that like this bigger picture is growing population, and
Yeah,
most of that
yeah.
is young people needing to study or to work. And then relating back to what Marco said earlier in the lecture, that decision making has been where it's been easy because the population has been from the same background. We've been Finns all along.
Yeah.
But the situation in the future, or even now, it's not that case.
Yeah.
How can we like involve everybody? How can our policies and our cities and everything reflect
The diverse background.
Okay. And how was it? Wait. Yeah. Can you narrow down a bit? Like, so you posted like those 3 pictures
Yeah.
or magazine covers.
Yeah.
How are they? So, good and I fully agree. But so like yeah. So I'm just kind of trying to kind of tease out or like what is really like the concrete idea. Like how do you so it's about inclusion. Like how do we include different groups of people?
Our initial solution, what we've been talking about, is some sort of like citizen participation. We still need to do research. We had a mentoring session with Adi today.
Yeah.
We should definitely read stuff. We were thinking of interviewing Marco.
Oh yeah.
Again, or asking some other points, but some sort of like citizen council. They do now. That's like, but we need more narrow.
Yeah. I mean, like even okay, but that's a good start. So then it could be like a sort of platform where you gather ideas or where people can submit ideas. This is like this kind of citizen initiative that we have in Finland, where if you have enough votes or if enough people support the idea, then the parliament has to take that into consideration, or they have to vote on the issue. But then it's kind of more micro level. Is it like one zip code or?
Yeah, that's something that we need to figure out.
Yeah. But how is it so this is like your favorite idea now, or?
Yeah, I think that's what yeah, we've been like floating around with many ideas.
Yeah.
Like I think we really need to narrow down because at the time it's in a week's time. So we chose today the diversifying decision making.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, and that's and like you remember like what Sebi said on Monday, that like what makes good project, that the scope is small, that you don't have to embrace the world. I mean, you start from a small initiative and then you see like how far can you take that.
So do you mean like we have to be more specific?
Yeah, I would even start like.
Too general.
I mean, do you know a company called Chaos Architects?
No.
So CHAOS.
Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Same chaos. Yeah. So what they have is sorry?
Is it a shop?
It's not a shop. It's an urban design company. They're actually based here. So what they have done is like they are developing this tool. If I remember correctly, I'm cutting corners a bit, but it's a tool that enables people to voice their concerns. So let's say that there's like a park bench that lacks painting on, it needs like a paint job. Then you can kind of submit that in the platform. So like for example, thinking about like what kind of like when you think about this, when especially younger generations, when they move to Helsinki from different places, not only from other parts of Finland but globally, what kind of troubles are they facing? And they were actually like earlier today, when I was in the office downstairs, they were talking about when like new employees, when they move to Finland, like what are the places where they need to go? They need to go to like this magistrates, they need to open a bank account, maybe, exactly. So like lots of places. So when your head is like full of all these things that you need to do, how much time do you have for participating in decision making? But also like what kind of things, like where would you like to have this sense of ownership?
I'm sorry, can you clarify?
Yeah.
Talking about like especially people moving abroad to Finland or from other.
Yeah, I don't like. How have you defined that? Is it? Are you looking at?
We're looking at just like
Yeah.
migration policy.
Yeah. Okay.
What if focuses on maybe the youth, or I don't know. I don't necessarily personally see any point in narrowing down the wage gap because you can have
Yeah, no. I mean that. I share the frustration of it, and that's like the kind of fuzzy part where you need to kind of identify like who is really like your user, like who are you trying to create value for. Like one idea would be to think about like people who come here to work, because that's a huge thing that like Finland is facing pressure that we need to have more foreign workforce. We can't sustain the system as it is. But then how do we make sure that those people who come here, that they feel that they can participate? Because most of the services still are in Finnish and Swedish. Like, all like, when you need to submit claims, then they are in English, like tax, police and all that. But when it comes to participating, I think that's like a really sweet spot. Like how can you participate? How can you have like a sense of ownership in this city? How can you make it look like your own? Because right now we are playing on Finland's terms.
It's like what are things that the customers like doing and how our services work in that. So we could have here like parents who are teaching their children to growing their children.
Yeah, maybe there could be
task,
like this umbrella organization.
here a task probably is to like develop social skills. That is like one task. Like what are the actual things that the customer is doing, and how like our service or things regarding.
Okay. What about this? When did you? Oh wait.
Yeah.
When did you move to Helsinki, or like was anyone born in Helsinki? When did you move to? No. Okay. When did you move to Helsinki? Last 2 months. Oh, okay.
4 years ago.
Okay. Thinking back, like how did it feel for you when you moved here? Did you have any pain points?
I would say children is developing social and also like maintaining maintaining good mental health. It's also like
By
both.
shopping in the supermarket.
Okay.
Here are all Finnish, so we can know what it really is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got something wrong. That's actually a really good, because I was
They're not thinking about us. It's
No, like I don't know if this is an idea, but when you go to the store and you look at the ingredients list, they're always in Finnish. Yeah.
Okay. And when you think about this, like like Alepa, the supermarket chain, at least they have this service where you can suggest or propose new products. But it's not in English, right?
I've never actually done it, but it's like all the ads in the store, they're always in Finnish.
Yeah, like neighborhood request.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that feel like, I mean, that's like, when you think about it from a design perspective, I mean, that's like partially participatory design. It's actually excluding people. Whereas, I mean, like, and I've had the same feeling in Japan. Like, I was buying all kinds of weird stuff. I was supposed to buy like noodles. I ended up buying tofu, natto, or something really weird. So like having this sense of inclusion that hey, if you have products, like I think it would have been interesting if I had the option of like suggesting to my local supermarket that hey, there are like these really amazing Finnish products. Why don't you try to get them into your store? And that's how you diversify. That's one, like I don't want to like kind of push it or impose it on you, but I mean decision making can take place also like outside the public organizations. For instance, right?
I like that idea of like inclusion on an everyday level. Things that when you live here, you take those things for granted. You don't really take time to think about them unless you come from somewhere else. You don't really get it. You might have a language barrier. But those are like food stuff. Those are things that you really need every day to survive. And those are like,
And that was a good point that all the labelings, like 95% are only in Finnish and Swedish, or maybe some
really
Danish.
Surprised because I was trying to take food abroad, and I was worried about the customs. And I was thinking of if they had an English ingredients list, then it would be fine. You could easily show it's open and this is what it contains. Because I was traveling to a country where it's forbidden to import alcohol or pork.
Okay.
Or any Israeli made items. And then I noticed, I thought, okay, it's easy, we're living in Finland, I go to a big supermarket, I buy some products, they're not even Finnish, of course they'll know, but like, really only if you have.
I think that's like this everyday inclusion, like thinking about those blind spots. Because like I had the same, like I had no idea how painstakingly annoying like the visa requirements are. Like you have to go to like, how is the process like? Like you have to spend actually a lot of money to get the visa, then you get like 1 year extension, and so there's like lots of hurdles you need to go through, and then you have these small things that make your living kind of, or like it could be much better. I think that's really cool.
Yes, thank you. That's definitely something.
And we can just take over. Like Gia can continue. But and if you wanna let me know if you want to test some ideas. Cool. Thank you.
Why not? But he has also bunnies.
Your bunnies are okay.
No.
There will be overlap, but I would say this is the how. Like, what is the service doing, or what is your product doing?
Because there's a lot of value material. So most of it is probably meant for like a post challenge, but we like could do something for like a teaser for the final event as well, using like all of this material because there's so much of it. So that it would be nice to separate some of it.
Yeah, and with kind of using like the soundtrack that Harry has created. Yeah, you could make like this kind of Instagram videos. It's like,
yeah, that would be really
yeah.
You don't have to know people in advance.
For a group, there are always people that are against it.
Yeah.
So I think it can come like some bad publicity for the people also, and that's and stuff like that. Like somebody can threaten them with emails. Why are you doing this? You have succeeded, but why? I mean, don't come and tell this kind of things in our country. Stuff like that.
Negative feedback.
Yeah.
That's a different customer group. Yeah, several groups. Now it's co-creators. Yeah. This group is another group, but we haven't put it here. And then we have the rest, people who have negative attitudes towards this whole thing. That's the thing. Instead of
They were like, it's really hard to use the Helsinki
I was thinking we. So I think it's already, you see more diversity in like adverts and that.
We definitely see it.
Oh,
Very familiar.
just one. Just one, not so
One thing I want you to consider how
which places
who established journey mapping.
which places are you taking images which
What decibels you use?
no, but where are these images actually used?
How do we yeah. Identify what is the
In places when you've seen a problem, like you've seen some places where currently you're not satisfied with the
try to go to they create like yeah, exactly. And a lot of memories increase like can we use more than just lights or text? But I also like that for example I really like
the more I think about it, the more I like the design. This is a nice restriction because it eliminates 90% of stuff that you can think about. And I think it's a lot for interaction and doesn't disrupt other people's relaxation activities. Just like you know anymore. And still
Yo. So some of the teams were like done with their canvas, so I asked them to go start pitching to random people, which is happening.
Cool.
Some, and I told them it can't be a student.
I want to give this, like my team still has.
I was looking for it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Thank you. Cool. Much appreciated. Now the set is complete.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the complete one is already given by my team, but only one is left.
Yeah, I know where this is missing from. Thank you so much.
And some other teams are having a little more difficulty because of the overlaps between the sections. So the way I've been explaining it is, this is the what are the benefits, and this is how your service is creating those benefits. And now they're sort of working through it.
Yeah.
And I think the challenge is that not every team is at a phase where they have an idea that they care about. So, for example, this team here, for them it's like they're putting in the value propositions they want to have. And they're still in an ideation phase. So what I told them was to move past that. Maybe all they need to do is just pick one from each of these boxes, and that's your value proposition.
Yeah.
Go pitch it to someone and see what they think.
Yeah.
And that will get you moving past the hey, we're still in the idea phase thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah. And so the messages you were sending about not doing the next one, the person who's hosting the event here at 5, he came up to ask what our schedule is.
Samsa.
Yeah, so I said our schedule is ending 5 sharp.
Yeah.
He said if we can just arrange the chairs like properly facing forward, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
And if there's people who arrive early, he'll try and ensure that they don't like come upstairs. But in case they do, just to not wonder like why there's like strange people walking around.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we should hard stop at 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of like the reason why I was thinking like kind of skipping the next.
The ecosystem one?
Yeah, and only provide it as a, like, you know, if you want to kind of explore further, because we have them on the website as well.
No.
Can you add them?
Yeah, I can add these.
At some point, but I think because like the discussion is going quite nicely, so I think like kind of makes sense to dig deeper.
It started on canvases for all 3 of their ideas.
Cool.
I swapped the teams slash posts.
Cool.
Yeah, they are cool. So Slash was supposed to do marketing, and then the team, I don't know what team, they were doing posting. And then because they initially had like different ideas about what hosting means, and so they asked the Slash guys to find people to do hosting. But Slash guys were like, why don't we find people? We can do it. So I swapped the roles around for them. Yeah, I think that's a lot easier.
Yeah. So very nice.
Yeah. I think the ambiguity in the canvas is like tripping some people up in that because there is some repetition that happens between the sections. Like, for example, if you're creating a service and the features of your service could also be the game creators, for example. So I'm trying to tell them that focus on just services like a website. This is what it does, ABC, and that A, how is it creating a gain will go in your grain creators, and so I'm trying to get them to split it that way, but it's still too fuzzy for a lot of situations.
No, that's why I think it kind of makes sense to really focus on like squeezing the essential out of it. I mean, it really helps in like once you are able to articulate this one.
Is that a group therapy session? Is that a group therapy session?
Can you go and ask?
Yeah, if you don't even focus on the meditation, you're looking at bringing that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about as a negative thing, maybe it's just because we provide a platform, so we have a kind of range. Can you also find a stranger? Someone you don't know, so ideally someone who's not in this class. Because part of it is also that we're going to be very about our feet. That's good. But I would say it's a different kind of creature to tackle if you're going to approach a complete stranger about it. So I would say give that a try. Like this team here just saw someone walking past and they thought, you have some time. You can do that.
Sorry.
You can do a test run and then all good?
Yeah, I'm just setting up the stream for these guys.
So yeah, they're pitching to each other.
Sorry, is it time to present or pitch to another group or?
No, so you pitch to someone you don't know.
Also, everyone pitches individually or we pitch as
So
a
you
group?
go as a group.
Okay. But is it time now or?
It's as if you're done.
When do we have the next thing?
I mean, yeah. So the idea was like, you know, like kind of half past, we would move on to a different exercise or different task. But I think it makes sense to devote more time on this. So if you feel that you're ready to pitch to a stranger, yeah. Adi, could you actually check that? Oh yeah.
I just like overbalance.
So Christian is here, and I think like would be nice to set up the hangouts so that we can see what they are doing there.
Okay.
If you can, there's a chat open with him, so if you can.
I'm gonna just turn this around so they can see the class.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So they're not looking at themselves.
Yeah. I'll just take it.
Oh.
Just for the time being.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. That's really cool. Ah.
So now I can.
Yeah, and if you want to adjust, like, maybe I can have like a bit of sound, like the. So.
All right.
I don't know how well the connection is gonna be.
You're in the frame down there. No, you're not. We should get them to pitch to us.
Yeah, like in the end, yeah, like 4:45ish.
Yeah.
Can you actually check if the, because like this is now the shared Wi-Fi, so if we have the Nordic Rebels here,
Oh.
so switching to that.
To be honest, at this stage, it makes that much of a difference. No.
Yeah, because I need a different perspective.
I don't mind.
Hello?
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 But at the same time, we haven't actually settled it, or I don't think we fully agreed on the direction. Yeah, that's the point. It's like, if someone asks us a question and we're all saying different things, it's like, what's the point of getting feedback?
This is like the one way of doing it, and then the right way.
What kind of ideas do you have at the moment? Like
Multiple directions.
multiple.
Yeah, but the thing is that we don't know what exactly is the things that
Can solve the problem.
or if there is a problem, what we have like if the problems or solutions we have come so far, are they actually a problem?
It's like we haven't validated the problem yet. I'm not sure if that's really a problem or just an assumption.
Was it like this kind of treating people as stereotypes, or how do you, like, what is your problem at the moment?
We have the rumors.
The problem with ourselves or with the
With the problem, like challenge problem. Yeah.
the rumors.
Personally, I think we were talking about asylum seekers and all that. I don't see this as just like asylum seeker specific. This is like the society in general, the segregation, and less of an understanding. Each kind of groups sticking to each other and not communicating is like really encouraging this environment that, you know, rich gets richer because, like, you know, you don't even get the opportunities to kind of like access to higher income or, you know, opportunities to accumulate wealth. So the kind of the network or contacts to kind of, you know, like climb the ladder to say it. So for me, like creating a more trustful environment or like this society in general, just to communicate more is like one of the small scopes that we can target, like the campaign. You know, people really don't talk. You just, you know, you get more boarded into your own kind of this virtual world, and you only talk to people who you know. So I think this campaign is one of the ways to reach it. And some people might not necessarily or directly addressing the issue of inequality. So that's where we are at.
And what about the other solutions that you have for them?
You mean as the ideas which we developed yesterday?
Yeah, like I'm trying to understand, like, what is the, like, where does the kind of mismatch come from? So is it like, so you agree that this is kind of like the problem is that we have people living in their small blocks or bubbles.
Because we have this pyramid.
But yeah. But then how do you kind of burst those bubbles? How do you move beyond? How do you enable kind of these networks to establish, or is that
in a way, but not exactly.
Okay. Please elaborate.
Well, because we were really like interested in the asylum seekers, and then with the feedback that like we want to know more about them so that we could find if there is like opportunities to like provide some kind of work or like something to help them to be as a part of our society.
Yeah, yeah.
But because we haven't been able to talk with them, and at the same time, like we got a feedback that we should have some kind of knowledge before going to talk to them, that we cannot be ignorant about the situation, and I understand that, but we how can we get the knowledge if we cannot meet them and talk with them? So it's kind of like blocking.
It's like a catch-22 in a way. Did you try calling? Did you reach out to this Monika Naiset, for example? Monika Naiset, like the organization, like was it last Friday?
Oh yeah. We might have sent an email, but no, we haven't got any back.
Okay. Calling, yeah. I mean, calling might help. What about downstairs with a shortcut?
Yeah, we went there today, and the feedback has been like no more and avoid being ignorant and putting the refugees and those like in a weaker position even before we talk to them. So it was kind of like they can really help us themselves, but they gave us some like contacts and articles which we can still like develop more knowledge on.
Okay. How do you feel about the feedback?
Different feeling.
Yeah, I think she was right in every word. And I think because given the severity of the condition they're in, or the subject itself, I think it's like not something we can approach within this time frame that we have. Because we need those knowledge, we need to get invested in time to getting to know their people. Whether it's like through a small scale, like like volunteer or something, not like coming up with solutions. I want to get to know you. So I just feel like we should open it up to like a bigger, like audience, and not like limit ourselves to asylum seekers. That's how.
I mean, I don't know if it helps or if it resonates with you, but it makes sense, and I hope the feedback wasn't like kind of harsh. Like I hope it wasn't kind of delivered in a way like like stop wasting time or anything.
No.
Okay,
We
good.
just felt really traumatized that we were ignorant.
No, but please don't take it. I mean, it's a tough context. But like one thing that when I had this session with Team 6 before, one thing like when you think about designing services that help people, I mean, there's good intentions behind that. But then if you twist it around, like if you instead say like, if the society comes and says like, hey, we need your help, can you offer your expertise? Can you let your expertise shine? Instead of saying like, hey, there's a job for you, take it. I mean, kind of exaggerating a bit, but if you twist it a bit, then I think like it allows or gives space for people to kind of really share like what are their expertise and what can you do and how can you contribute. So kind of society offering a hand or like offering this that we need your help. Does it make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot more engaging on anyone's part. So I think that's definitely a really good approach. But I'm really concerned because we just have very limited time to get to know the situation. With, you know, given our backgrounds, because we don't have any personal understanding of that level. That's what really concerns me. Because at the end of the day, we gotta have to have an outcome.
Like, should we continue discussion tomorrow when we have the actual meeting? Because now it's already almost 4.
I mean, what we are gonna do is that we are gonna share like the next tools as a kind of source of inspiration if you want to use them, because it seems that, you know, this is like a session that, you know, kind of begs more time, so that, you know, you don't have to feel rushed, but like really dig into like what is the real value and real pain points, and I think, like, you know, like keeping in mind what Sebi said on Monday, that, you know, start small. Like, you don't have to solve like all refugees' problems.
I mean, is it okay if we spend time to understand the problem instead of coming up with a solution in the next week?
I mean, like, you know,
we
I
don't
think
need to think about solution. We just like talk to the people.
I mean,
how finished do we have to be
like how
in the presentation?
Finished in terms of, like, it doesn't have to be like a MVS or MVP or anything. I mean, it's just like I think like why this is so important, like this challenge, is that, you know, identifying the real problems is equally important than coming up with solutions. Because again, like, you know, when you think about it, like, we have these clear, like, we have problems in Finland, especially in Helsinki, but people just don't really do much.
Because they don't have time to look into the problem.
They don't
have time to understand.
What do you think, really? Sorry, I can't.
You always ask these questions when I lose my focus for like 1 second.
I'm really sorry about that. No. But I mean, and like the point, like, I mean, it's also kind of reality check. I mean, this is like a 3-week course. We can't solve things, and, like, you know, like acquiring like kind of this deep empathy for people we are designing services or concepts for. I mean, it takes longer time, but now it's more like kind of thinking of, I mean, you can even offer like really understanding like what is, like, even like this kind of documenting the journey, like showcasing that, you know, what you went through, like understanding that, you know, we are not kind of like, if we offer this kind of, if we offer help, then we are still being condescending. So how do we move away from that? How do we engage people in a way that makes people excited?
Because I feel like we have the pressure of coming up with some solution. That's why we cannot like explore freely.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, in the end of the course, we have the pressure to present something concrete, something like a solution, even small or big, but some solution. That's why it kind of like rush to come with all the solution at the moment.
One of these was the goals inside are still kind of lost after doing the. So they said like they thought it was supposed to end like 26 minutes ago.
I'll come. You know, yeah. I mean, are you familiar with like design sprint? Yeah. So kind of think. I mean, you have 5 days to come up with a solution. So So I mean, I know the concern. Like, I share the concern that, you know, can we deliver? I mean, there's always like this element of surprise that, you know, it's left open.
My argument with the sprint is that sprint is designed for people who have extensive knowledge in their own company, and usually it's facilitating the specific company to kind of bring out different perspectives.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you were to work with unknown materials like this case, then we're just, I feel like we're just like running around like chickens without the head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then, yeah. Then narrow down the problem. I mean, keep on narrowing down until you feel comfortable that, you know, this is something that, you know, we gain out of this process. And then at the same time, you know, you are able to contribute something, whether it's like to the discussion on refugees or asylum seekers or.
Yeah, if we can narrow down the problem somehow.
I mean, I think, like, you know, what like when you think about like the way we treat, I think, like, I don't know if it's like it's not like a Finland specific problem, but we see, like, you know, society is kind of echoing what Marko was saying last week. Society has been geared in a way that we have those people or those groups who contribute and those who are like expenses, kind of liabilities. But I think that's, like, you know, that already is kind of really flawed. So we have this thinking, we have this kind of way of seeing, when you retire, then you become a liability. When you enter the country as an asylum seeker, you are like a liability. When you're a kid, you're a semi-liability. So how can we, like, same thing like with this, what Marko and his colleagues in Helsinki Design Lab, they had this project with elementary school dropouts. So their task was to eliminate dropouts, make sure that everyone graduates. What they did was that they interviewed school dropouts, and they treated them as kind of experts in dropping out of school. And that made them kind of, you know, more willing to participate, kind of shifting the mindset.
Yeah, I just wonder why dropout is bad and they need to reduce the dropout.
Because so many people check what's your education background.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't go the comprehensive school, you cannot go to the high school, and then if you don't have that level knowledge, then you cannot go to university. If in some point you want to. Of course there are, for example, high school for adults, but I think if you go there, it needs a lot from you to actually take the step and educate you. So if you are already drop out before.
Yeah. Well, and then you become kind of socially isolated and all that. But there's one thing, kind of talking, like thinking about the final event that you are organizing. We have never spoken, or if we have, then it's accidental, and apologies for that. But we never refer to the event as a student event. Why do you think that's the reason?
You mean like
the one on Wednesday?
You haven't referred it.
Yeah, like when we talk to like partners, or when we talk to you about that, or when we talk to anyone, we refer to it as kind of final event, not a student event.
So that we are not restricted for being just students?
When you put labels on people, like, you know, this is like a student event, then you can, you know, then it's a bit sloppy, or, you know, you have like certain expectations. Same thing like with refugees and asylum seekers. I mean, people don't want to be called an asylum seeker. I mean, it's already like what they have gone through is like stigmatizing and traumatizing enough. So people just want to, everyone wants to belong, everyone wants to contribute. So thinking about this, what kind of areas can you identify in the surrounding society where there are willing organizations or willing instances that need help, for example, and how can you facilitate, how can you get these people excited about getting engaged? Like this, remember like I gave like my friend's Hamid's contact information last Friday. He has a university degree and his degree wasn't recognized here. He had to study again, get a degree. So people are like, people have amazing skills even with or without higher education. I mean, so how can we provide opportunities for people to actually realize their potential?
So the first idea was kind of for that, but at the same time, the work platform.
What do you have?
We were thinking about providing a platform where especially individuals can find some jack of trades
Google Images
jobs.
It's like freelance work.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you can post. It's like kind of Upwork, but with a proper pay. Like it's not that you have to kind of you get actually compensated.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That was the first thing we were thinking about, but then we find a startup that
Startup refugees. But again, I mean, that's like kind of labeling that, we are doing this is like a service for refugees. So what if you kind of team up with them and say like, hey, how can we make this platform so that, it's like inclusive? Because I would like to offer some services. I would like to do taxi driving or something occasionally, but I don't identify with that. So it's like a service for refugees. It's almost the same as saying like, this is like a service for white people. Like, I think it's like unnecessary labels.
Well, we were talking about that it can go also for other groups, but it's easier to start with one.
But then if your name already how do you scale from there? Like, yesterday we were like a refugee service, now we do everyone. So even that is like that could be like your idea. How do you help startup refugees to kind of broaden the scope so that they become inclusive? Like I'm not bashing. I mean I like this. I'm not leaving. I'm just kind of stretching. Oh, cool. Wait, thank you. Yeah. I think it's really, really like kind of this platform. I mean, there's lots of like these people. They have talents. There's need. Like in companies, there's like this short-term need. So like, how do you take it to the next level? Like, how do you make it kind of more enticing for people?
The work platform, or
for example, yeah.
Initially, we thought focusing on these would provide us this would be an added value, an added incentive for other people to use the service if they were to have a competition. After hearing your story and the lady from downstairs, we realized that our perspectives were very condescending in a way. So that one I'm kind of watching.
Please don't be so hard on yourself. Like one thing that we were toying around is that so right now we are kind of broadening the scope with this kind of blended learning and like taking the university where students are like that's the philosophy and we are kind of practicing that with every iteration. One idea like that, you know, when people do these gigs, that there would be like a pedagogical component, that they go through like a 25 ECTS program, and once they go through like this program, then you have a minor program like 25 credits with you already. For example. So, you know, when you have this, when you have, let's say you have asylum seekers, you have people signing up to do gigs through this platform.
Right.
You can collaborate with some of these clients that you team up, you pair up with an educational institution that provides you with kind of more structured learning. So you learn at the same time and you do work. And let's say, you know, you have this half year in internship, and as a result, you have job experience, some money, and then you also have university credits. Oh, like yeah, apprentice. Yeah.
On top of that,
And that's actually a good point. Like, you know, what they have like this sushi chefs, like they have these apprentices, and you know you have to, you know, learn many years to, you know, learn how to make rice. Teaming up with someone who is kind of more senior, for example, and like pairing them up. You know, we have like a young, or we have a job seeker, and then we have a mentor. So then people win. I mean, I guess like everyone wants to be part of a society, but sometimes we just need a nudge. Like we all need kind of these small nudges every now and then to push us in the right direction. But yeah.
I just feel like there are so many like ideas and potentials, but then at the same time it just goes around and around and around, and there is no concrete way to find the idea. It's frustrating.
That's
Yeah.
I was suggesting, because sometimes when you try to find a solution and when you try to collaborate too early of a stage of a development, I think the ideas can be very diluted and not have like not be like the sum of the individuals. Right now I feel like it's like less than the sum of our individuals. So I was suggesting we do like one individual ideas and then I feel a little stuck. I feel a little stuck.
There's a lot to think about after this session.
Yeah. What time is it now?
4:12.
4:12. take a 15-minute break. You know, go and walk outside, just in silence. There's a beautiful, you know, like go separate ways. Like, you know, you go in every direction. No, but just like, you know, at least for me, I mean, that at least sometimes helps, that you kind of gather your thoughts, step back a bit, and then, I mean, there's a beautiful graveyards here. I know it sounds a bit morbid, but it's really beautiful and just.
So like, as in we do this now, or we do this like, for example, tomorrow during brainstorming and stuff, because what is the program for this evening? So we still have some kind of stuff happening.
No, I mean, I think the Copenhagen teams, they're gonna show like, or share like what they have done so far. Just kind of some brief sharing reflections, and then we'll just give guidelines on what happens on Friday, and yeah. But I mean, I think it also kind of sounds a bit like this, what Meri was saying, that kind of this sustainability depression, that, you know, when you try to solve these problems like really hard, and then you realize like how complex these problems are, which is really the case. But thinking about it like in terms of, if we have enough of these small initiatives, then someone is gonna come and like connect the dots and make things into like a bigger whole. So we are not solving like major problems here. We are just like learning how to work in teams, like how to get the most out of our different like kind of unique backgrounds, and doing some positive impact at least. Yeah. So I would recommend just taking a brief walk, or just, you know, jumping out, taking some fresh air, and then coming back here and like, and I know. I think you have the idea here. You just kind of
Flying around.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, cool. See ya. No, thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to see the Hungarian alphabet?
Yeah. Okay.
Here we have 44 letters.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like allowed here.
Okay.
We have this one. This is made up of 3 letters. This is a sound J.
I think it totally makes sense. You know.
A, B, C, J.
O, A, B, C, C, D, Z, J, E, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L.
How? This is like a long.
Oh yeah, it's like a long.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like I, J, K, L, A, M, N, O, Ö, P, Q, R, S, T, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, J. It's
Wait.
long.
Wow.
It's really long. Like what?
What's it?
But what's the difference?
It's like the sound. It's like exactly the same for you when you have like 2 U, then it's like a longer one. Like you do U. But for us, it's just like the one with the thing.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, how do you say this one again?
W.
But that's like French, right?
I guess.
It's the same word as in Finnish.
Yeah.
It's a double.
Yeah,
like with it.
W
Yeah.
in Finnish.
Yeah.
Huh.
But we were just talking that we are from the same language family.
Yeah, they are.
And Finnish. W is.
Yeah.
And it's like, as like in the Finnish alphabet, if you learn how everything sounds, you can read everything out, and it's the same in here as well. I can read pretty much everything in Finnish because it's the same pronunciation.
Yeah.
Well, I have no clue what it means, because it's very different. That's in Finnish.
Okay.
So key partners.
Well, the university and the high schools.
So what does it mean by legacy business? Like, how?
I don't think that we have any legacy business since this is like a new start.
And
Okay.
if we want to add something.
That's why I say like usually canvases don't really apply like, for every situation.
Okay.
We need to modify it based on what works on
But it can be actually like, I don't know, like, hopefully I'm not messing around here, but like it can be like legacy assumptions, like how does the industry in general, like the segment where you are planning, like where you are working on, like what kind of assumptions there have been and how do you plan on changing those? But for instance.
Or if you want to change it in terms of future partners, it's like existing businesses or existing systems.
Yeah. This is like this could be like the high school classes that they already have.
Okay. Okay.
Need a minute.
I just got here. Can I just in a few minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm in the corner.
Okay.
So, which of our partners are crucial for current business, but also, so can you be crucial for current business and generate new value then? Like how, I feel like that's hard to just.
Yeah, well, if we were in business, then this would be like partners that we could see like deepen our partnership with those in the future, even though they're partners already.
Okay.
But I don't know in our case. Yeah.
Let's do this a bit differently. First, list out who your key partners are, and then we put it on post-it so you can move it around later.
Okay. So universities.
You don't have to care about all these other sectors first. Just figure out who your key partners are, who your occasional partners are, who your future partners are.
Okay.
And then we put them on post-it so that you can adjust based on which sector you know about.
Okay.
Key partners.
So universities, high schools, and
the students.
Yeah. Should I write it separately? Or yeah, I think so. And then occasional partners could be like banks and financial institutions.
Yeah,
Or what?
definitely.
Banks and
high schools and
students. And teachers.
So wouldn't that
Yeah.
be university students or high school students, not a separate thing?
I think universities as like an entire entity.
Oh, okay. The system. Okay.
You can also write that down. So university as an entity then refers to like institution as a business.
Right.
Yeah.
E-N-T-I-T-Y.
High school. I'll be back.
Yeah. 4:45. Totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see you tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
Is it in Pierikuma? Upstairs or?
I will text you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Banks and financial institutions could be occasional partners.
How does that work?
No,
just together.
Yeah. Banks / financial institutions.
Financial what?
Institutions. Institutions.
Ah, yeah.
And then City of Helsinki.
I don't know if it's our key partner or is it?
I would think an occasion.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's because the city of Helsinki is owner of all the high schools.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
that.
But I don't think they direct. Well,
I don't know how independent.
I don't know how independent the professors and the teachers, the high school teachers.
Well, they do have a curriculum that they should follow, but I don't know how much they can should.
Yeah.
We should actually ask.
Do you think we could make this as like an open, you know how you have the open lectures where everyone can come in?
Yeah, like open invite.
So it's not just like for students, but like anyone who is interested in learning about the finance. So then another partner, like maybe occasional partner, could be just local.
Yeah.
And then, addition to high schools, vocational schools.
Yeah.
What is open?
Vocational school?
Yeah, it's something like if you don't go to high school, then you can go to vocational school and study to be a
You learn like a
specific
specific trade.
Yeah. you learn in casing. And
This?
Yeah.
You learn like a professional, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And teachers have, by the way, quite a lot of freedom. So within
high school teachers.
Yeah, like within the curriculum, I mean, they need to teach
certain things.
Exactly, like 3 courses in physics, for example. But then how they carry out those
Can be different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they even have these elective courses in high schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just an off question. How common is vocational school? Like I know it's very common in Germany, but is it
maybe half and half? I think from this, like teenagers call it vocational school and half call it high school.
Yeah,
I don't know,
Okay.
something like that. But it's pretty common. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It is. I don't know the exact numbers, but if I'm thinking about mine. Yeah, class from
Curious.
junior high then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe half in the high school one.
I think if you want to check this, what is it in English? Opetushallitus, like.
Yeah, they probably have.
But this organization underneath Ministry of Education governing all this. I think they might have some statistics on those.
So what else do we need?
Future partners. You might want to partner.
But thinking for the we talked with the 2 guys on there, and they said that should be some digital platform.
Yeah.
In case somebody is
So just take something and see how you can fix it. Because your solution for one thing, according to some studies, and then start seeing how you can combine those. So that way you start narrowing down without necessarily narrowing down. You're just going
we need to make full use of the we have in like the lines. Tässä tietyllä tavalla siinä pilotoinnissa ajattelin nähdä, että onko ylipäänsä yhteisön rakentamiselle ylipäänsä sitten lähtee tuomaan sitä digitaalista puolta siihen.
Manu, so you're please continue. So you're like immersing yourself with the Finnish language, like for the tests and all that. Sneaky. Huh.
Some words.
Make like a summary of what was just discussed, like okay, like this and this. I think it's a Korean brand. Make the boys clap.
In order to make the boys clap.
Yeah. Bluff or make it. Look at this madness. Yeah.
Copenhagen wants to present something at 3:45.
Quarter to. Yeah.
I was saying, can we push that up to 3:30?
What time is it now?
25. Oh, sorry, 4:25. Because we need to get people to sort of rearrange this space, and because they want to start at 5 sharp.
If they do like 5 minutes, can we do like 22? Or how do you think like teams are doing?
So one team has not moved. They're still in the idea space.
Okay.
I told them at some point you have to take an arbitrary decision and go with it.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if everyone's happy with that. I could sense like immediate sort of I don't know this kind of vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll have to deal with that eventually. I'm not sure which team that is, to be fair.
Which one?
That one. with Leo.
Oh, okay, number 6. Yeah.
Oh, you met with them today?
Yeah.
How was that meeting?
It was good, but I can talk with them afterwards. But let's do it so like 20, 22.
So in like 15 or 30 minutes?
Yeah, and then they have like a couple of minutes each to kind of like reflect on what has been done so far, present their idea, and then we wrap things up.
Alright, so I'm going to tell her let's make it 15.
Yeah.
Multiple really narrow down ideas, or we have like one somehow narrowed down. Like, a few like
Just please carry on.
And so then kind of like really Monday afternoon, and then we test out okay, this is
Oh, sorry. Okay. No.
Are you talking about the customer journey thing?
Yeah, but that if we follow this again, we need to work tomorrow already to have all this information. And if we want to apply the team's approach,
like maybe not the final slides, but the first slides, like our idea, our product.
Clearing the idea, narrowing it down a bit.
Why not? I mean, when we have the first slides done, we have a nice base to.
For tomorrow, I would focus on like getting our idea concrete because
yeah, sure.
Then we represent right now there were a lot of things like
as much as possible to sell as much as possible. They don't want people to use their clothes for a long time. They just want them to use them once, throw them away, buy new shirts.
Who is organizing?
It would be, that's, well, if we are doing this for Helsinki City, it would be Helsinki City.
Well, everyone needs to for that, so that
How was it? Did you go outside?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a pizza.
Okay. No, but I mean, it sometimes makes sense to kind of just step back from the idea and like kind of not pushing it too far.
Because I'm not really attached to the ideas. I just feel that
I haven't got the contact yet to talk to people. So I feel it's not really like the solution cannot be really solved. So it's better for me to just like talk to asylum seeker or refugees or any kind of But then this also depends, like if we need to move fast, we can still do like assumption. Then we find for the So the thing is, the topic of the asylum seeker really like interesting to me. I want to take like a bit more technology.
Like if you guys want like as a team, so I'm a bit hesitant to share. This is like the first time I'm kind of bringing kind of family issues, but like my mom, she used to work as a social worker for refugees, like people who come to Finland as asylum seekers. She used to work with refugees for 20 years, I think, like in a town 1.5 hours by train from here, like west, Salo. If you want, you could talk with her, and like because she's still like really active and she knows a lot of refugee people as well. So I can give her phone number to you guys, and you can just give her a call, and she knows what to expect then. If you want, I mean, I'll just a minute. So,
yes, thank you.
It's plus 358 40868 1247.
So, how to spell her name right?
Irma.
Irma.
Yeah. And she speaks some. Wait, what is this?
Prefer Finnish or English?
She speaks some English. Let me just confirm I got the name. No, not name. I got okay. 4868 1247. Yeah, and she knows people from Helsinki, like all the major cities as well, and she might be helpful at like getting in touch with people who maybe who came to Finland as refugees and all that. So, and she's always working. She's working more than I am. So. You can just call her anytime if you want to, after this session we are wrapping things up like in 20 minutes, so you can just call her afterwards. And, yeah.
Thank you very much.
What?
Yeah, that's okay.
And actually, I think you should take
Wait, what?
then you can reuse that
That's all. They don't get anything out for it because when people usually do the like big cleaning in their wardrobe, they want to get rid of everything. Otherwise, I mean, if they have to go to different places, they
I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Sorry.
So yeah, that was just.
Shit, sorry, I had these massive speakers like blasting everything. But couple of minutes and then it's your show time, okay? Hey, how was it?
Did we miss something?
No, like Copenhagen is about to present now and
Okay, good.
yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, if you look at what you've developed on the other hand, that's also quite interesting to get people thinking, which then would translate into something else, right? Because having stock woman there for like 2 months, 3 months, people were like, okay, that's interesting, it's a twist. But then if you constantly think of like, okay, we need to do something a bit more social, a bit something that's like stuck in like workshops or like these kind of things, we'll always be bound in that cycle, right? Like, so we want to do something social, let's start a workshop. There's nothing fun.
Hey.
Start?
Slowly, yeah, but just wanted to thank you guys thanks for doing like all the kind of background stuff. I mean, I voted already and it's like...
Oh, I haven't voted yet.
But it was really, really nicely done. Good stuff.
So I think most teams are in a good place. Like slightly concerned about 6.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'll deal with them.
yeah.
Okay. Just a minute.
You're a good guy, which is ours. If you're not,
What are organizations want incentives? Why would they want this? Can they establish these and like do something else before them? That's also like why to figure out exactly what the value is.
I don't remember the location, but yes, yeah, I'm fine for it.
And if it's something that all of you buy, I think it's interesting to see. So you can also get a few friends, try something.
She's really good. Why did you give me that look? If just a couple of minutes, Copenhagen is ready to present.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
ideas again relates back to
Oh, we're almost ready, but can you hear me all the way in the back? Yeah, yeah, yes. You can you hear okay? Okay. So today's reflections, I think, would be nice to get from Copenhagen side, and also for them to get this moment to share what they have been doing today. So for the next 5, 6, 7-ish minutes, the floor will be for Copenhagen, and then I'll give just a few words about what to expect on Friday, and like what happens in the next few days. But are you guys ready? How come? We can't hear. Sorry? They don't have the mic on, yeah. I'm just afraid it's gonna go blast like. Still, no. I don't know if your mic is on.